Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MylesHighClub podcast. I am your host, Miles. This is episode 60. And before we get into these topics, let me just say, I do not understand why people like this time of the year. I just don't get it. It's dark, it's cold all the time. It's cold all the time. It's light for about 6 hours and it's just dark the rest of the time. Did I mention that it was cold? First world problems, yes I know, but shit, it's cold. Apart from that little moan, hope everyone out there is doing well. It's Black Friday. Ooh, well, it's tomorrow. When you listen, depending on when you listen to this is coming out the day before Black Friday. I'm not gonna sit here and shit on Black Friday because I've brought plenty of things in the past. I brought things recently with Black Friday. My question is, one, when did Black Friday turn from Black Friday, so that one day, into a month-long sensation? I remember Black Friday being just a day. I was too young to get involved, but I remember it being just a day. I remember when Black Friday sort of spread into the weekend, so like whatever wasn't sold on the Friday, they'd just have like a little rail. I remember that because I used to work in River Island. I kid you not. I don't know if I've told this story on here before. I remember working in River Island, having to walk through like the back of Merry-Hill, the shopping centre that I worked in, where when you walk through a shopping centre, you see like all the cleaning staff go out of certain doors that no one else is allowed to leave. Those doors. So we had to walk all through the back of there. We had to come into the back of the shop, again, because of the crowd outside the front of the shop. And when I tell you that the minute it hit 9 o'clock, or whatever time it was on this day, I'm sure it was 9 o'clock, and that shutter started to just rise off the floor. This is River Island, remember? This is a clothing shop. The shutter must have got, I'd say, between 30 centimeters to a meter before women, mainly women that I could see, were stop, drop, and rolling underneath the shutter to run straight in, to just ransack that sale rack. It used to get so bad. I don't know if, well, they probably still do this now, but it used to get so bad. If you've ever worked in retailing clothing, you know that depending on what your job role is, at some point in time, you probably would have had to walk around picking up all the clothes, making sure all the clothes are on hangers, put them in size order, make sure all zips are up and buttons are up and everything's in the right place. It's your day-to-day job. Black Friday used to get that manic and that bad. We just got told, forget it. Just pick clothes up off the floor. That is your only job today. Don't worry about size order. Don't worry about putting anything back where it's meant to be. Unless it's non-sales, unless it's non-sale stuff in the sale or sale stuff that's in non-sale stuff. Just leave it, pick stuff off the floor. Now, Black Friday it's a month-long thing. I've been seeing Black Friday deals for the past, I'd say 2 weeks at least. Past 2 weeks at least, I've seen Black Friday deals, buy now, Black Friday deals. Black Friday's this Friday, and I feel like everyone's already got their sale on. Then it goes into the weekend. Then you've got Cyber Monday. Where did Cyber Monday come from? And is Cyber Monday still a thing now because of Black Friday? Because of Black Friday in the 21st century. Well, Black Friday now, you can just buy everything online. Amazon, eBay does Black Friday. Etsy, like everywhere does Black Friday. So Cyber Monday, is there any point in having a Cyber Monday, or does it just work as is it capitalism? Is that what it would fall under? Whatever it would fall under, does having Cyber Monday work? Why is it not just, I don't get it. And this is, right, you ready? This is what got me. I always knew Black Friday was sometimes too good to be true. So the question I'm asking is Black Friday worth it? Apparently it's not. And I'm going to get into why in a sec from this article that I read. But I always assumed Black Friday, I was always like, you know what? Black Friday means great discounts. That's all I ever used to assume it was. Just great discounts on. And then as you get a bit older, you're like, oh, it's really good discounts, but on the older stuff, like the new stuff either doesn't go in the sale or it has like the tiniest little bit. I remember how long it took me to read sale signs properly. You see a big 50% off, 60% off, 80% off all sale stuff. And then right in the top left-hand corner, there's the tiniest little up to, just to get you in the stores. So this was the headline that got me. 99.5% of Black Friday deals cheaper or the same price at other times of the year. So this is it Which? Yeah, so Which did their own independent research. They crushed the numbers, and these are the 4 things that they found out. 95% of products were cheaper or the same price as their Black Friday price at other times of the year. Meaning, let's say, I don't know what I'm looking. Let's say this bottle that I'm holding, if you're listening to the podcast and not watching, if this bottle's normal, this bottle on Black Friday is £5 in the sale. What this is trying to say is 99.5% of the products were either cheaper than that or the same price throughout the year. Did I just confuse people, or am I making sense? Whatever you basically see in the sale, so this bottle, if this bottle's £5 on Black Friday, what they're trying to say is at other points in the year, it's either been £5 or it's been cheaper than £5. So it's, yes, Black Friday's a sale, but it's not as big as a sale as you think it is. Same again, 92% of products were cheaper or the same price in 6 months before Black Friday. So some people might have seen something on sale in June, July, August, September, October, all those months. You could have seen something, and there are people out there that have probably said, no, you know what? I'm going to hold out. I'm going to wait till Black Friday. Imagine people have probably seen something in the sale last month, about a month before the Black Friday, 2 months, a week before the Black Friday sale started. Probably saw something in the sale and was like, you know what, it'll probably be even cheaper when Black Friday comes. And then Black Friday comes and you find out it's either the same price or it's probably a bit more expensive than what it was earlier in the year. 92%. 98.5% of products were cheaper or the same price in the 6 months after Black Friday. That's the one that would piss me off. One of the biggest things that pisses me off is buying something and then finding out a day or a week later that the something you've brought is cheaper. Listen, I'm not going to get in. That is a... I'm one of these people, if I buy something and I haven't used it, and then I either go somewhere else and see it cheaper, or I know it's going to be cheaper the next day, I will return it. I have no shame in doing that whatsoever. I've done it before. I brought something from, I think I brought a game from Game before. Then as I was leaving where I was leaving, walked past an Asda, saw it was cheaper in Asda, and was like, oh. Brought it from Asda, went back to Game the next day just to make sure it didn't look too bad. I was like, I brought this as a birthday present, and it turns out they've already got it. And they were like, oh, okay. Swapped it over for me. 40% of products were cheaper than their Black Friday price at other times of the year. So basically, what they basically found out is Black Fridays, it's not a bunch of shit, but the big deals you think you're getting on Black Friday, they're not that big. They're not necessarily that big. These products are either cheaper before Black Friday, after Black Friday. That was me. Here we go. And then they found out some of the deals. These are some of the worst deals that were on offer last year. So there was a washing machine from John Lewis. It was £309 down from £350, but it was £249 5 months before the Black Friday deal, and it was £289 less than a month after. So someone waited for Black Friday and paid £309 for something, and then what? A month later, less than a month after that, it was £20 cheaper. I'm trying to see if there are any other big ones like that. Amazon, what is this? Oh, a car seat on Amazon was £140 down from £200, but 38 days afterwards, it was only £120. Again, some of you probably sat there thinking, it's only £20. Listen, those £20 count. Especially if you think about how many different things you buy on Black Friday. This very tracksuit I'm wearing was I got the email from Adidas up to 50% off, clicked on it, saw a tracksuit. I was like, oh, it's a pretty decent tracksuit, 50% off. I'm someone that actively has been looking for tracksuits recently as well. So I was like, buy it. Knowing my luck now that I've read this, I'll probably be minding my business and an ad's going to come up in like a month or 2 months time while I'm wearing this tracksuit. It's going to come up and show me that I could have got the tracksuit £20, £30 cheaper if I just waited a few months. And it's going to get to me, but it's going to get to me. Well, another thing about Black Friday, I was going to come in here to really break down the origins of Black Friday and where it started. It's not as exciting as you think. Now, I'm going to address the one that, if you're listening to this, you may have heard this. I've heard this. I hear it every year. I see it on Instagram every year. However, the only reason I've never ran with it is because I've never actually seen any proof or heard anyone ever talk about it. I only ever see it in memes, and that's usually not a good sign. And that's the whole, back in slavery in the South America, they would sell black people on Fridays and they'd get a discount, and it's not true. It's not. The only truth about that is that in America back then, they sold black people. That is true. Discounts, there was no discounts on slaves. It just wasn't a thing. Apparently, again, like I said, it's not that sexy. It's not that sexy of a story. Apparently, the origins of Black Friday come from a shopping term back in the 50s, 60s in Philadelphia. Police used to basically call the Friday after Thanksgiving Black Friday due to the traffic and the customers and all the commotion and chaos that they would all cause, because the day after Thanksgiving was normally treated as the start of the holiday shopping season. There you go. You've just learned something through the MylesHighClub podcast if you didn't know that already. So you don't feel bad when you see those memes coming. Well, I feel a little bit bad because, like I said, black people were sold, but don't feel all the way bad. Like, oh my God, they were sold and at a discount price. No, they weren't sold at a discount price. Whoever thought of that? Whoever thought of that? Again, it's one of those rumors that someone started somewhere, probably before the internet, and it just went round. I spoke about them before. There's the rumor about Rihanna apparently swallowing too much semen and having to get her stomach pumped. I'm sure everyone's heard that. I heard that back in school. Don't know how true it is, and for some strange reason, that's always the one that sticks with me. When you hear about all these rumors and things that you used to hear as a kid, that's the one that always sticks with me. Let's go on to our next topic. This one, I have no interest. It sounds bad, but I have no interest in tennis. Like, I don't think I've ever watched a full tennis game. I just don't have any interest in tennis. What's come up recently is the UN. Basically, the UN and the Tennis Association are kicking off due to the disappearance of a Chinese tennis star. So, I'm going to attempt. Okay, attempt is the key word here. I'm going to attempt to get her name right. But Peng Shuai. Peng Shuai? I'm going to say Peng Shuai. So Peng Shuai is a professional Chinese tennis player. What recently happened is she came out... Hold on, let me get it so I can actually give you the exact... Yeah. So China is facing pressure from the United Nations over Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai's whereabouts after the organization called for an investigation into her allegations of sexual assault. So I'm trying to find out where it tells you about the... I don't think it tells you about it, but... Basically what happened is this female Chinese tennis player, Peng Shuai, she came out and accused, I think, Chinese officials. I don't know if it was government officials or tennis officials, but she accused some pretty important people in China of sexual assault. Again, I haven't got the details of what the sexual assault is. It's just... there was an investigation with full transparency into her allegations of sexual assault. That's all we have heard. And since that's happened, she has disappeared. You probably sat there thinking, Miles, what do you mean disappeared? I don't understand how else to explain the word disappeared, vanished, gone, vamoose. Oh, look, I found more words. But yeah, she's just disappeared off the face of the earth. No one's heard from her. No one saw her. Her social media's been quiet and all sorts of things. So then people have been reaching out and been trying to say that we need to, the UN, United Nations, basically was like, yo, we need proof of this lady's whereabouts. We want to know where she is. We want to make sure that she's okay, because I'm not saying we don't trust you, China. It's just if we were to look at history and some of the stories that come out of China, it's not hard to imagine that something may have been done. Not saying that China's responsible for it, but something may have been done to this Peng Shuai. Again, it happened in Saudi Arabia. I only know this story because I'm into wrestling, and WWE have like a blood money deal going on with Saudi Arabia. But Jamal Khashoggi, I'm going to come back to this star. Hold on a minute. I think his name is Jamal Khashoggi, but I want to get it right. Yeah. Jamal Khashoggi. So he was a Saudi Arabian journalist, author, and everything for the Washington Post. I'm trying to find out what he actually did. He basically was saying some things that weren't the nicest about Saudi Arabia. So, yeah, he was a critic of Saudi Arabia's government. Here we go. This is the headline. So on the 2nd of October 2018, Jamal Khashoggi, a US-based journalist and critic of Saudi Arabia's government, walked into the Saudi Arabia consulate in Istanbul where he was murdered. Saudi officials said the journalist was killed in a rogue operation by a team of agents sent to persuade him to return to the kingdom, while Turkish officials said the agent acted on orders from the highest levels of the Saudi government. Again, this one was a crazy story because basically he's a Saudi that lives in America, I believe, and he's a critic of the Saudi Arabian government. I'm not going to get into it. I don't plan on ever going there or go into a Saudi consulate, but I'm not getting into it. He's a critic of everything that they believe in. That anti-gay, they don't necessarily believe in women's rights or human rights or anything like that. So they were like, yo, come back to Saudi Arabia, let's squash it, let's talk this through. Some things have been said, let's settle. So him and his wife pulled up to the consulate in Istanbul, which is like, it's like the Saudi place where the Saudi Arabians that are in Turkey can go to as a place to be free and go home and stuff. Not to be free and go. I don't know how to explain a consulate. It's like in Turkey, the Saudi Arabian consulate, when you step onto that property, you're technically in Saudi Arabia. It's something along those lines. That's how consulates work. So like if there was a American consulate in England, as soon as you step foot on that property, you'd be treated as an American in America, not as an American in England. You're protected to an extent. He went there, but he was smart. He had an Apple Watch on. He stayed on the phone to his wife. He went in there. Apparently, his wife said you could hear talking, and there was a whole bunch of noise and rustling. Now, this is where it all goes tits up. At some point, he is murdered. He is killed, murdered, chopped up into pieces, and carried out there by different people and disposed of. How do we know this? Well, there is CCTV at the consulate, and what happens is you see Jamal get out of a car and walk into the consulate in Istanbul. It then says sometime later on a different camera, you see a different person that comes out wearing his clothes to make it look like it's him that's come out, but the camera clearly picks up it's a completely different person to try and throw people off the scent to be like, no, look, he did leave, there he is. And yeah, no one brought it. I don't know who the Saudis thought they were tricking, or whoever was in charge of this. I don't know who they thought they were tricking. They thought they were going to get away with it. Clearly they didn't. So then they were like, we wanted to talk to him. What happened is some rogue agents must have used this and said, yo, we want to torture you and see you better bring him home. And then when they got their hands on him, they just killed him in Istanbul. Well, the Turkish government were like, yo, Saudi, stop lying. No one believes these lies, okay? You just wait right there. We will deal with you. So that's basically where I was going about Peng Shui. That seems to be, I'm not saying she's been murdered. Fingers touch wood, fingers crossed. All prayers to her and her family that she hasn't been murdered. But that is what is currently going on. Now, a few things have happened. We had a statement was released. There was a video of her playing tennis, but then the Tennis Association have called out, yo, that's just a video of her playing tennis. She's a tennis star. You could have got that video from anywhere at any point. That doesn't prove anything. And then a statement was brought out. Oh yeah, she's fine. She's doing well. She's just staying off social media. Again, everyone was like, yo, will you just put this woman on a camera and just make sure she's okay? And now what's happened is Chinese media has blocked all references to Peng's allegations since she posted a 1,500 character essay on her verified Weibo account saying former Vice Premier Zhang Goli pressured her for sex in a tumultuous on and off again affair. Comments on her account have been turned off now, and the story has been scrubbed from Chinese language social media, and international television shows have been knocked off air when she's mentioned. I saw something that popped up saying that they can get CNN in China, and what seems to be happening in China is whenever CNN bring up this story, it just like the Chinese don't get to see it. It's just gone. I feel like, one, I need to learn more about censorship. But I feel like I could do a whole pod with someone that knows what they're talking about, or just someone that has opinions and stuff. I feel like I could do a whole podcast on censorship in general, how the Chinese censor people. Do we think we're censored? If we are censored, how censored are we? I believe that we have open access to the internet. That's my understanding. I'm pretty sure there are people in China who believe the exact same thing. Meanwhile, we've got Netflix in here, and there are some things on Netflix that I can't see, but if I was in America, I could watch it. Every now and again on World Star Hip Hop, I go to click a video and it tells me that this video has not been authorized to watch in my country. Again, rarely happens, but every now and again on YouTube, I don't think it's happened this year, but it happens every now and again. Oh, this video is not authorized to be watched in your country. So I'm like, is that my country? Is it their country blocking it? Who's blocking this? And why are they blocking this video? But I digress. If you haven't heard this story, read up on about it. Peng Shuai, Chinese tennis star. Literally, the media blackouts left the Chinese public unaware of the rare scandal. And the scandal hit at a sensitive time in China's political calendar. This politics always comes back to politics or religion. Always those two. Some good news. It is good news. It's the best of a bad situation. That's what I will call it. It's justice. That's for one. It's justice, and it's the best of a bad situation. So, I don't know how many of you will remember this story from, it was the start of last year. So it would have happened around the George Floyd, it was literally around the George Floyd time, just before COVID hit. So I can imagine, if you didn't see this, I can imagine. But 3 men in the US found guilty of murder for killing Ahmad Arbery. Ahmad Arbery, I think. So if you don't know this video, if you didn't see the video of how I heard the story, it's literally as simple as this. A black man was jogging in a nice, and I'm going to assume predominantly white area. He was just jogging through the area when a couple of white men pulled up on him in a truck trying to find out where he was going. He ran off scared. They chased him, cornered him. A tussle broke out. He was then shot and killed with a shotgun. Let's see if we can get the story. I don't want to get the story up because I've literally just explained what's happening. Here we go. So, moments after the verdict, I'm just trying to get to the start of this. Here we go. The McMichaels grabbed guns and jumped in a pickup truck to pursue the 25-year-old after seeing him running outside the Georgia port city of Brunswick in February 2020. Brian joined the pursuit in his own pickup and recorded phone video of Travis Michael fatally shooting Mr. Arbery. The graphic video leaked online 2 months later, though prosecutors did not argue that racism motivated the killing. Federal authorities have charged them with hate crimes, alleging that they chased and killed Mr. Arbery because he was black. The case is scheduled to go to trial in February. Well, that's what they said. Byron joined the pursuit when they passed his house and recorded video of Travis Michael blasting Arbery at close range with the shotgun as Mr. Arbery threw punches and grabbed for the weapon. That's what this is saying here. On the 911 call the jury reviewed, Greg Michael tells the operator, "I'm out here in Satalia Shores. There's a black male running down the street." So this is what one of them did. So on the 911 call, one of the guys, he said, "I'm out here in Satalia Shores and there's a black man running down the street." Imagine calling the police because you see a black man running down the street. He then starts shouting, apparently, as Mr. Arbery is running towards the McMichaels' idling truck, while Brian's truck coming up behind him. "Stop right there, damn it. Stop, Travis." Oh, that's what someone else is saying. Gunshots can be heard a few seconds later. Defense attorneys contend that the McMichaels were attempting a legal citizen's arrest when they set off after Mr. Arbery, seeking to detain and question him as a suspected burglar after he was seen running from a nearby home under construction. Travis McMichael testified that he shot Arbery in self-defense, saying the running man turned and attacked with his fists while running past the idling truck where Travis McMichael stood with his shotgun. Let me explain it again. some racist pieces of shit saw a black man running down the street. They rang the police to say, yo, there's a black man running down the street. Their side of the story is, we wanted to perform a citizen's arrest to detain and question him to see if he had stolen anything because he was running from a house which looked like it was having construction done. Meanwhile, this guy's in shorts, t-shirt, no car nearby, no bag to put anything in that he could have stole, no balaclava, no hoodie. Like, he's not dressed like he was about to steal anything. So that's one. Two, he was running. They didn't say they seen him run out of the house. They didn't say they saw him running from someone. They didn't say they saw him running with something in his hands. He was just running down the street. Again, this was clearly a predominantly white neighborhood, and they saw a black man running, and they thought that's the thing. Like, imagine how dangerous you must think someone is. A race is. It's not even dangerous. How stupid do you have to be to see someone running that's a different color to you, and then ring the police and confidently say to the police, hello, I'm here. There is a black man running down the street. Like, what did the operator respond? I need to hear this call. What did the operator respond to that? Because my response would have been, so? There's a black guy running down the street. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Send out a squad car because there's a black guy running down the street? But no, they took it upon themselves to perform a citizen's arrest, which was legal. Apparently, even though they have they have no ground to stand. They've been found guilty for murder. Fuck them. Fuck them. How about that? Ahmad, Arbery, he should be here. He's not here. Those three are here. Fuck them. All three of them got sentenced to minimum life. I'm not too sure if they've got life with parole or without parole yet. This story is not long broke. 15 minutes ago, this story broke, apparently. So yeah, at least there is a slight bit of justice in the world somewhere, especially after protests have been going off in America over the whole Kyle Rittenhouse, fuck his name, that Rittenhouse kid, 17-year-old who went to the BLM protest. What? 17-year-old white boy went to the BLM protest. Why? I'm not saying why because you're white. I just want to know, why did you go to the protest? Because if you didn't go to the protests to protest, you have no business being there. 2 is 17. I don't think 17-year-olds are meant to have guns. Never mind an AR. Shooting people. And again, I've seen some things come out, like one of the people that he shot was a pedophile or rapist of children or something like that. He didn't know that at the time. Okay? He just shot people at a Black Lives Matter protest because he was walking around with a big dirty AR, probably talking shit. And people were like, yeah. I think one person was trying to attack him, so he shot them. Like, in my self-defense, I'm not American. This is why I don't think the gun law should be brought over here. But to me, self-defense should be equal to or less than. Self-defense should never be greater than. And what I mean by that is, if someone attacks me with a knife, I feel like I should be able to defend myself with a knife. No, with a weapon. No, a weapon. Yeah, a knife is a weapon. If someone attacks me with a weapon, I should be able to defend myself with a weapon. If I attack you with no weapons, how is it self-defense to then use a weapon? Someone please tell me. Unless you're being jumped. Hey, if you're being jumped, by all means, like if you're minding your business and you're getting jumped by more than one person, and you see a brick, a bottle, one of them drops, and defend yourself. However, live to see another day. But yo, one-on-one, someone's just punching you. You better just curl up and take them punches. To shoot someone, no. Some of you might not agree with me. Hey, each to their own. But that little Kyle guy is a little piece of shit, and he deserves everything that's coming to him. No, he got let off. That's where I was going to it. He got cleared of all charges. Didn't even get charged with possession of unlawful possession of a weapon, which apparently was meant to be the easiest one to get him on, and they didn't get him on that. I feel like I've been talking about these guys for quite a while now, so I'm just going to give you an update on this. 9 Insulate Britain activists have to pay half of National Highways legal fees. So 9 Activists who were arrested and jailed for breaking a High Court injunction will pay £5,000 each to cover the legal cost of the national highways for a total of £45,000. Deserves you fucking right. Deserves you fucking right. Listen, I'm all for a protest. I went to the Black Lives Matter protest in Birmingham. If you feel like you are being marginalized and attacked or whatever you want to protest, I believe everyone has the right to protest. I might not agree with your protest, but I feel like you have the right to a peaceful protest. I don't agree when people start looting and smashing shit up and burning stuff. I understand, in some cases, I understand why they're doing it, but I don't necessarily agree. There are other ways to get your point across. These idiots locking off some of the busiest roads in London, Birmingham, Manchester, gluing themselves to the surfaces, wasting police time, stopping emergency services in traffic, stopping people getting their kids to school, people going to visit family, get to work, all this. And for what? And for what? Every time I mention this to people, people are like, oh, the people that have been blocking the roads, the people that glue themselves to the roads and all this. They can no one can ever tell me what their message is. No one knows what their message is. Most people don't even know they're called Insulate Britain. There's like, who? Oh, those people in high vis that keep blocking the road. That, to me, that should let you know whatever you're doing is failing. Failing miserably, might I add, as well. Listen, this week's just been, it's one of those weeks where the topics have just been, they've been a bit weird. Now, talking of weird, before I came, I didn't even save, hold on. Here we go. I didn't save the story, but luckily I remember exactly what it's called. I was flicking through what's it called? WorldStar. That's what I'm thinking of, sorry. Yeah, I was flicking through WorldStar and I seen a video, and the video was titled, hold on. Let me see if I can actually get the video. The video was titled, "Man Gets 2 Fingers Surgically Removed So His Hands Like a Claw." And I was like, excuse me? And then I wanted to find out more, so like I googled "man gets his hand." I googled it, and it brought up a bigger story. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Black Alien Project before. It's a very interesting story from what I've seen. From what I've seen, let me see if I can get it. So yeah, a 33-year-old Frenchman has transformed his body in a bid to become a black alien. He has now reportedly gotten 2 fingers chopped off his left hand to form a freakish claw. If I remember, during the editing, I'm going to put a picture right here. So if you're watching this, this is what he looks like. Just Google, if you're not watching this, if you're listening, Google the Black Alien Project and just read from there. Let me just state, but I'm not judging him. I just found this very interesting. I would watch a Netflix documentary on this. So Anthony's apparent surgery in the latest is a series of procedures to the wannabe extraterrestrial has undergone, including getting his nose and upper lip cut off, his tongue split, and his entire body, including his eyeballs, covered in tattoos. Despite the shocking alterations, the oddball mutilation said he has only achieved 34% of his goal in turning into an alien. Literally, from the look at the pictures, I'd say 95% of his body is covered in tattoo. It looks like he had tattoos and then someone's just gone over them to colour them all in black. He's got no ears, no nose, no upper lip. It's cut. He's got weird modifications like in his head. It's like little balls. It's like they've put something under the skin to make his head look all bumpy and alien shaped. His eyes are black. Listen, if you want to become an alien, that is on you. This isn't new. We've seen people that want to become cats, people that want to become tigers. There are people out there that want to become plastic dolls. So the fact that there's someone out there that wants to look like an alien, there's people out there that want to be lizards. The fact that there is someone out there that wants to look like an alien is not surprising to me. It's interesting, but it's not surprising. Like I said, I am not judging him here. The one thing I did do was I googled like the before and after. I have no idea why this guy wanted to do this to himself. Like, if you think of like, I'm not gay, but I can look at a man and I can say whether or not that man looks like he would be your average attractive male. He looks like he's attractive, okay? He's an attractive man. I feel like he looks like he doesn't have any issues getting girls. So, again, I'm not saying just because you're pretty, you don't have to go through this. Do what you want. He said in 2017, he told the French paper, from a very young age, I have been passionate about mutations and transformations of the body. I had a click when I was a security guard. I realized that I was not living my life the way I wanted. I stopped everything at 24 and left for Australia. And he's literally had his little finger and the one next to that surgically removed from his left hand. So he's just got these. Oh, that feels weird. I love getting into the shoes of a scary character. I often settle down somewhere and play a role, especially at night in the dark streets. I explore the contrast between the role I play and myself. That is blatant disrespect to those that are unfortunate to have lost limbs and look for ways. Oh, sorry, I've just missed the whole sentence. His bizarre work has been praised by some admirers whilst denounced by others. Blatant disrespect to those that are unfortunate to have lost limbs and look for ways to function as the human body should. One person on social media put, "You're 100% going to regret this one eventually." And a third called out his actions disturbing and fascinating at the same time. Don't think I could do this, but thumbs up for you to living your dream. Listen, that's your dream, and this is what's making him happy, and this is what's giving him his inner peace. More to you. I'm glad that you have found that. I don't know if it is. Listen, I have all my limbs, so I don't know. I don't think I can say whether or not it's blatant disrespect that he's cut off his nose, his ears, his upper lip, split his tongue in half, put all those modifications in his head. I don't know if it is blatant disrespect. I don't know if I was missing an arm, if I would see this guy and be like, this guy. I just. Like I said, I don't know. If you're listening to the MylesHighClub podcast and you are missing limbs either from birth or an accident, let me know whether or not you find this as blatant disrespect. But I want to see a story on him, because I just need to know more. Like I'm reading this from the New York Post. There probably is more on the internet somewhere. But like I said, I literally saw this about 5 minutes before I started recording the podcast, so I didn't have time to do too much research into the Black Alien Project. But it's I need a documentary. Why? When did this start? Why aliens? Do you have any specific... Are you a specific type of alien? Like, why black alien? How much does it all cost you? How did you work out you're only 34% done? What's next? What will 50% look like? What does 100% look like? There are just so many questions I have to ask. Again, I'm not judging him. I just have so many questions to ask. That person that said it's, what did he say? Frightening but fascinating at the same time. If you see when you see a picture, and I've now got to remember to put the picture up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's the end of my eccentric topics for today. Last bit is What's on the Box, the weekly episode where I talk about what new TV shows, movies, trailers I am watching and into this week. And this week, we're back. Marvel is back with another TV series this time. So the next MCU movie is Spider-Man Far From Home in December. Until then, we've been given this lovely little Christmas... It's a Christmas series because there's Christmas everywhere in it. Hawkeye, episode 1 and 2 of Hawkeye dropped the day I'm recording this on Wednesday. I have watched them both, and so far so good. It's a dope little show. It's six episodes so far. Yeah, it's 6 episodes. There's 2 episodes that have just dropped. You're probably going to think, Miles, it's so early. How can you even possibly tell? I can tell because of how I felt. But in terms of series, so far, this is now sitting... I feel like I shouldn't include What If with it, but it's sitting third. It would go... Loki's still the top one for me. Then WandaVision. Then Hawkeye. Then Falcon. And the Winter Soldier. What If? I don't know where to put What If. What If was its own little... Oh, was What If better than... I don't think What If was better than Loki, but I might put it above WandaVision. I'm not too sure. But anyway, it's a dope little film. It's all about a girl called Kate Bishop. So it starts with this little girl in New York. Building blows up. It's the battle of New York from the first Avengers. A Chitauri is flying towards her. That Chitauri gets blown and shot out of the sky by an arrow. She looks out the building. She sees Hawkeye jump off a building, pull the arrow and shoot it when he catches himself. From there, she becomes fascinated with Hawkeye. As the series goes, well, as the first episode goes on, you start to learn more about Kate Bishop and the relationship with her mom. Her mom's got a new fella. I'm assuming they're both evil. From what I've said, they're both evil. She goes to a Christmas party. She's at the Christmas party. She stumbles that she follows her mom. She follows some guy that was threatening her mom, Ahmad. She follows Ahmad into some dark black auction. What do they call it? It's basically an illegal dark auction that's happening downstairs. Two of the things that are on auction are Ronin's blades and Ronin's suit. So if you don't know who Ronin is, that's who Hawkeye turns into, like, during the end game. Like, after the blip happens, he lost his family, he goes off the rails, he starts running around Japan and everywhere, just taking out mob bosses and whatnot. He obviously then gives that life up after the blip. When everyone comes back, the snapping, when everyone came back, he must give up that life to go back to his family. Aww. Kate, the auction gets blown up. Kate then puts on the Ronin suit. She then fights the Tracksuit Mafia, who are a bunch of Russians that always say, bro. Every time they talk, bro. Why are you doing this, bro? Every time they talk, they say, bro. No, I don't know any Russians. I don't think I've spoke to any Russians. And if I haven't spoke to many Russians. I don't know if them saying bro after every sentence or every second sentence is a thing. But it makes me chuckle all the way through. Hawkeye then sees, no, she gets caught on camera, like, escaping the building. Hawkeye sees this, oh shit, someone's got my old costume, need to get that back. He then tracks down Kate Bishop. They meet each other. They fight off the tracksuit people, go back to Kate's place. That gets blown up, and you're like, oh. So then they have to leave there and go to Kate's aunt's place. I feel like I'm doing a breakdown of the first one. Listen, it's dope. Instead of doing a breakdown, let me just tell you that so far, so good. There's 2 episodes in. It doesn't seem like it's going to be going down the fantasy sci-fi route that Loki and WandaVision went through. It looks more like underground criminals, like Loki. No, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, sorry. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that was like the criminal underworld, but were they really criminals or were they doing it for the good? Yeah, I don't know. But these guys, they definitely seem like criminals. These are all underground criminals, and of course they are because it's Hawkeye. He's not a superhero. He's a hero, but he's not a superhero, so it's only right that his villains aren't going to be supers. So far, we've got the Tracksuit Mafia. That's what they call themselves. Very on the nose. They all wear red tracksuits. Well, I don't know if they're all Russian, but a lot of them are Russian. You've also then got Echo, who I believe is a deaf villain slash... She might be a hero, I'm not too sure, but this Echo's getting her own series, which means they have faith in this, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier has only just started, but we already know there's an Echo TV series coming, which is... And Echo is who's going to be in Hawkeye. I think she's going to be the big bad. The way episode 2 ended with, spoilers, Hawkeye and Kate Bishop strapped in chairs after Hawkeye gives himself up to the Tracksuit Mafia to try and sort things out. Kate Bishop rings him. The phone gets answered. He finds out that someone is then... she finds out someone's took him. So because of this, she tracks him down, ends up bumbling his old plan. They both get captured. And then it ends with us seeing Echo. Like I said, it's dope. I would say if you're into Marvel, you're probably already watching it. If you're not into Marvel, it's still a cool little show, but I don't know how much interest you'll pay into it if you're not into the whole Marvel scene. But that brings me to another end of another episode. I've been Miles. You've been listening. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little subscribe button. And welcome to the Miles High Club. Until the next time, peace.